We're officially 2 games into the NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics take a 2-0 lead, defended home court. And watching the games so far, not really a big surprise of literally what our key factors were. That's exactly what's happening. For Dallas to win, they needed both Luka and Kyrie to pop off. So far, it's just a Luka show for them. And then on the other side, it's not Jason Tatum, but Kristaps Porzingis stepped up in game 1. This game was Drew Holiday, Derek White. Jaylen Brown is still doing his thing, contributions, but let's start with game 1. The Celtics come out, they just, massive lead going into halftime, cut it down to 8. Mavericks cut it down to 8, and then they just ran away with it after. Let's just start there.
Yeah, starting off with game 1, the return of Kristaps Porzingis, and he just started launching stuff and just kept on falling. He just looked absolutely unstoppable in terms of both sides of the ball, protecting the rim, had 3 blocks, and when he just came on, he was just on fire. And the Celtics run near the end of the first quarter, led by Porzingis, is the main difference of game 1, because that's when they just went up to their massive lead at halftime. And obviously they get broken into in quarter 3, but they found a way to bounce back. But Kristaps Porzingis was definitely the man of the match for game 1, coming in and just dropping that performance off after not playing for 10 straight games.
Yeah, and he was a difference maker, right? Because Jason Tatum is kind of getting saved with these performances, right? This is why I said, if they win a championship, casual fans won't remember the Jason Tatum performance unless they'll bring in the fact that he doesn't win Finals MVP. But that's for me, the Celtics overall, as a whole playoff run, have been the well-rested team, I guess you could say. Porzingis, he didn't do what he did in game 2 like he did what he did in game 1. But again, overall depth, the way they play just favors the way the Celtics were. And the better team just won, right? Let's flip to Dallas now, because there's nothing much to say about game 1 for the Boston side. It was just they just played overall, their defense overall.
The overall game was good.
Yeah.
The Boston Celtics, they did everything right. And right now, at the moment, the Finals MVP has to be Jaylen Brown, just because his performances in game 1 and 2, at the end, they were kind of up to his standard. And him defensively, he has the Luka matchup mainly right now, and he has done, obviously, probably not so great on it because Luka has still popped off. But overall, as a team collective defense, Jaylen Brown has made defensive plays and made timely shots in games 1 and in games 2 to put the Mavericks down 0-2 in the series. But going on to the Dallas side of things, like we said, there's 2 things for me, right? Number 1 is obvious one, Luka and Kyrie popping off together. That has not happened. And main reason is Drew Holiday is guarding Kyrie Irving, the main defender. And we all seen Drew Holiday just absolutely take over on the defensive side and take away the other team's best offensive player. In this case, they're taking away Kyrie Irving, the second option, but the Boston Celtics very well know that if you stop one of Doncic or Irving, you basically stop the team's offense, essentially. And that's what happened in both games 1 and 2, and the Mavericks lost both those games. Point number 2, Mavericks' 3-point percentage from the field has not been great, right? Derek Jones is missing his threes, PJ Washington is missing his threes, and overall, that's one of the main reasons why they were in this point. Their 3-point shooting was excellent in this playoffs, and every time it wasn't, those were the games they lost, right? So on top of the Kyrie not playing good, the 3-point percentage has been down.
Yeah, it's not like I said. If Kyrie's not playing good, you would hope one of the other guys step up. But usually that will happen because Kyrie would be the playmaker, right? I mean, 3 turnovers in game 1, Luka had 4, but the Maverick players did say that are not, I guess, Luka and as much Kyrie, but I'll talk about Kyrie separately in this. So the role players they did say that the fans did get to them a little bit after game 1, because again, this is a lot of their guys outside of Kyrie Irving. I don't think anyone made the NBA Finals for that mainly play for that team. And you would think that what Kyrie said in this playoffs, he was taking that role where essentially what Pascal Siakam did in game 7 against the Knicks, where he came out aggressive. Kyrie did the same thing in his series when he was going up against the Timberwolves and all that. He needed to do this now. So my question to you is Kyrie rattled? Because he did react post-game by saying, I thought it would be louder than normal. again gave him a statement. I'm not saying this is like Kyrie off the hinges. This is not nowhere near that Kyrie, but reacting to Boston. And then even today, like there was like a small clip of him like saying like when they were booing him or Kyrie sucks chance, he was just doing this symbol where like raise it higher. But if you do that, you got to back it up, and you have not in these past 2 games.
Yeah, no, there's 2 answers to this. Number 1, Drew Holiday.
Yeah,
Number 2,
Derek White.
Kyrie just sucks in Boston. Kyrie just doesn't like the city of Boston, no matter what it is, right? Even when he was there in his tenure, it wasn't the best Kyrie we've seen. And right now, Boston's got him rattled. I expect a much better Kyrie when they go back for Game 3. But overall, the city of Boston and Kyrie just don't mesh. No matter what the stake.
Well, you can't say like okay, recent sure, but we can't say okay. I don't remember how Kyrie did in the Boston series in the past. Before the one where they got swept by the Celtics, the one before that. Because I think he played in. Did he play in that one? But then he got hurt, and then Harden played in the Bucks one, the year the Bucks won it. I think that's what happened. I think Harden was injured in the first, like the Celtics series. So then he came back, and Kyrie was hurt in the Bucks.
So yeah, Kyrie was in the Bucks series.
Yeah,
so Harden got hurt in the Celtics.
So I can't say for sure like Kyrie sucks in Boston.
Yes, he does.
But the stats are on the top of our
He does. He just simply does. Right?
Recently, yes.
In general, even when he was in Boston. Like Kyrie and Boston just don't mesh. It's just how it is, and it's shown in this series. The history is definitely there, and the Boston just rattles Kyrie even when he was on and off the squad, and that's just how it is. Only 2 answers I have right now is that Kyrie should stay away from Boston at all costs.
And on the flip side, you look at like your other X factors in this were the big man duo. We'll talk about Game 2 in a second, but like
we're talking about overall both games right now.
Yeah, but Game 2 was like the story of Game 2 was like Boston struggled outside of like Drew Holiday really, especially in the first half, and heading into halftime they were winning. So that's the scary part about the Boston Celtics. Their overall shows out that they're the better team overall.
They are, and everyone knows that. Everyone knows that, and their depth, they could just throw any bodies on Luka no matter what, and then obviously you have Drew Holiday. You know, your depth is just better than the other squad. You have like the best 6-man rotation in the NBA, right? With Al Horford, Uncle Al, just playing absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But overall, and the game Porzingis back, the Boston's just a better squad. We all know this. It's just gonna come down to how can you stop Luka and Kyrie, and right now you stop them by taking one of them out of this game. Both games.
Luka, he said it post game after Game 2. His big issue, he said 2 things. Free throws, he went 4 for 8.
Yeah, free throw trouble was big for him.
Turnovers, he did have 8 of them, right? By far the most on the Dallas team, because like Kyrie only had 2. Kyrie's again. I'm not gonna say he played terrible for Kyrie standards, like what we expect of him as a playoff performer, a clutch playoff performer. But that's the one thing where I think even watching the game, the bits and pieces throughout, like we're looking at, Luka's. Like we saw turnovers, and some of them are ill-advised turnovers.
Yeah,
some of them are forced plays. Not just Luka, but just in general. Like you could see they're a young team in the NBA Finals, and that's where it is. So it's kind of like the Pacers series where the better team is just finding a way to win.
Yeah, simple as that.
You could say like it was a rusty basketball game, because it was literally between 10 days or whatever. So it was expected to be some type of like. Not fun basketball to watch.
Blowout.
At least with this game, like it was close, and then at some point it broke open in the 4th. But then a little false hope late run by Dallas came in at the end there. But before we move on about the future of the series and what we predict and expect, Jason Tatum, we got to talk about him.
Yeah, shooting is the only issue with him right now. Otherwise, him as a playmaker, he has developed very well into a solid playmaker.
Yeah.
Obviously, he developed into a very solid defender. And just his offensive game in terms of getting points has been lacking. And they've been lacking a lot of these playoffs. But when your squad is that good, you can get away with it. It's just simple as
so that's why for me, I was like, the reason why I'm like, he needs to win this, as I said earlier, is because people are not going to look at him being like, oh, not many people down the line are going to look at, oh yeah, Jason Tatum didn't like, championship wise was not great in the finals, unless you are a big fan or a big Celtics hater or whatever you want to look at, or a Tatum hater, how people did with Curry with the finals MVP, right?
But
Tatum for me,
it takes a lock on your legacy. That is for sure, though. And
yeah.
he's still gonna be picked on, right? At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, when you look at his stats, like you expect Tatum to be dropping close to 30.
100%. Like what type of player he is, he should be like dropping 25.
Yes, he's getting other players involved because he gets in trouble. But the problem is when you look at it, like 2 free throws in the first game, only I think it was like 8 in the second game.
But the efficiency, like he was like 6 of 18, I think.
Yeah, and then a 20% in game 2.
No, 6 of 18 in game 2. I was talking about.
No, game 2 it was 6 for 22.
Okay, so he was 6 of 18 at one point, so he missed his.
I think 6 for 18 in game 1 even. That's I think I was just looking at it right now.
Yeah, no, so he hasn't been efficient at the end of the day. He
6 for 16 game 1.
He hasn't been hitting his shots.
No,
It's just simple as that. And overall, Tatum's all-around game has developed into he could develop into an all-around player, but
if you want to be the guy,
your main superpower is scoring, and you're not doing that right now. And honestly, like you're lucky it hasn't really cost you because you had Drew Holiday step up, you had Porzingis come back and step up, and Jaylen Brown still do his thing. But overall, he's just lucky. He's
that's the
lucky
scary thing for the Celtics because listen, Tatum may be struggling scoring the ball. You don't expect it to last full whatever long the series is going to be. Like, I won't be surprised if he comes out next game and drops 30. I'll be like, yeah.
And that's the big game. That's the big game because by no means is it over for Dallas because Dallas hasn't played a home game yet, right? You know that saying, the series doesn't begin when the road team wins.
That's your favorite saying?
Yeah, favorite saying. I still don't understand it because if every home team wins, that means the series is over before it began.
Boston literally went through this on their 2021 NBA Finals.
Yeah.
They were up 2-0. I'm pretty sure they were home against Golden State.
They were.
And
they weren't. They weren't.
4 in a row.
Wait, no, they weren't. They weren't home. They were not home.
They were not?
Game 6 was won in Boston. That's why.
I'll double check. Okay, if that's even crazier then.
Game 6 was won in Boston.
In 2021 NBA Finals.
So yeah, it's a different story.
Wait, not 2021, 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
2021 NBA Finals also another situation where the team that goes up 2-0, it's in the unlikely section. Game 1 Warriors. Yeah, okay,
yeah,
you're right. But either way, okay, so
doubt me.
But
I know my stuff.
But even going up 2-0, like we saw in this series, the Nuggets ultimately lost the series, but they came back and took a 3-2 lead at one point. We saw the Pacers, I think, do it to the Knicks.
Mavericks are coming home, right? And it's simple as that. They have a shot at the end of the day. They obviously didn't complete their mission of trying to take home court. But overall, now it's your job to defend home court. That's all you got to do. And honestly, the Mavericks have been pretty solid at home as well. They've been pretty solid no matter where they play. But like Boston has hurt them so far, and we'll see. We'll definitely need a better Kyrie performance, that's for sure, and definitely need to get that 3-point shooting percentage up because that's how they've been. That's why they've been successful in these playoffs.
That plus the one thing they need to do in this series, is make the Celtics like a jump shooting team like they are. Because the Celtics are not a team that usually go in. Like I said, Tatum was 1 for 2 for 3 free throws in one of these games. In general, they are jump shot happy.
We've seen Jaylen Brown attack more though.
The thing is, you gotta make them jump shot happy and hope it doesn't fall. Like because we've seen, like I said, it's a make or miss league at times. We've seen we saw the Houston Rockets miss 27 in a row.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying this team will be able to do that, but if you're a team that's if you're a team that's jump shot happy, you're not getting free throw calls, foul calls.
That's just how it is. Yeah.
So that's the one thing what they need to do to for.
Yeah, no, really protect the paint if you're the Dallas Mavericks. That's another thing, but also like fix the little things, right? Turnovers and free throw misses are crucial, and especially at this stage of the NBA playoffs, because you're now down 0-2. You're gonna need every single thing in a category to go your way, especially when you're the underdog and facing the better team. And
how confident
so far they have been the better team.
How confident are you to make it 2-2?
2-2? Not confident. I think this will be 3-1. I did say Celtics in 6. I'll stick with that prediction.
Same.
And I think it will be a 3-1 after 4 games.
Yeah, that's the only thing with this that's like worrying is you just need to play Kyrie Irving to step up. Kyrie Irving steps up. I have faith, but again, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Chris Porzingis. Not only that they're good pieces offensively, they could play defense as well.
Yeah,
Or in
all-
Horford's case, the flip side, great defense could play offense when he needs to play offense, time to time, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with Derek White.
So overall, just to wrap up games 1 and 2 and this conversation overall, what do the Celtics need to do look going forward?
Just get Jason Tatum has to get going.
So do the same thing, but just add Tatum to the
Yeah.
offense. And then for me, I already said the Mavericks, 3-point shooting, and Kyrie Irving. And fix the turnovers and free throws. 4 things.
Yeah.
No, but the free throws was really concerning. Like,
Yeah.
There
This,
they were 5 for 11 at one point
as a
in
fan,
the first half.
yeah, I know. As fans' perspective, please make this an entertaining series
Yeah.
because there was more hype. Last year's finals, both NHL and NBA weren't greatest in terms of the hype. Right?
Yeah.
'Cause everybody expected the way Denver was playing, the way the
Vegas.
Vegas Golden Knights were playing, it was gonna be how it went. The same thing this year. We know Florida and Boston mirror each other in that sense, and then but Dallas and Edmonton mirror each other themselves to make it more entertaining with the star power. So please just make it entertaining. That's all we care about, right?
So,
As much as we want the Celtics to lose.
so before we move on to our next topic, we will appreciate if you guys smash the subscribe button. We drop sports content like this all the time, mostly NBA, NHL, and NFL.
You're wearing a Euros jersey or a Spain team, so Euros are popping up.
Screw the Euros, Canada's in Copa.
Okay, we'll do that when I'm representing Canada here.
And we got it, baby.
Next episode, when we do the NHL, we'll tease the Euros. The next week when Copa starts, we'll tease our predictions for Copa a little bit. Like Jovan mentioned, we are doing a lot more NHL, NBA, and NFL heavy now, but we will sprinkle in the combat sports, any big stories from MLB or in this case soccer, because we're still fans of those as well. But yeah, like Jovan said, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and put the post notification bell. Two topics. One of them we're not gonna go into detail today, which involves my Lakers, so we're gonna wait till the official announcement comes out.
So you guys are so down bad that you're willing to get a 2-time national champion back-to-back years, and
Best option available.
absolutely give him the bag, which honestly is fair, and he deserves the opportunity in the NBA for what he has shown recently. And Dan Hurley can be that guy for the Los Angeles Lakers. I firmly do believe that, and I think he could transition well because I believe that he is a culture setter. He has done that in UConn.
Yeah, so it's like a massive story just because of the college side of things, so which is why we're not gonna waste too much time on this one. We'll wait till
Nothing is official, anyways. Yeah.
Monday is supposedly he talked to Woj directly and he'll make his final decision. The meeting went well with the Lakers, he said. Again, this is Woj saying he talked to him directly.
I did too.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. What decision it is. Once it comes out, maybe we'll just drop a special podcast episode of the Laker hiring because
The Lakers.
the story is big from a college perspective and the NBA perspective because of how the college game has changed with the NIL and transfer portal. And two, I'm a Laker fan, so I'm sure there'll be some kind of good content coming out of that.
For that reason, we are not uploading a Laker video.
What do you mean?
We will never upload a Laker video.
Okay, the last thing we want to talk about is on the WNBA side of things. It's been a story that's been going on since the season started. Not the league, but the season started. The Caitlin Clark situation. We're not going to go into what happened in the past too much, but the most recent news that came out was Caitlin Clark did not make Team USA for the Olympic roster. The youngest player, I believe, is Sabrina Ionescu. So there's only 4. They went vet heavy. Let's just put it that way. They went vet heavy.
Yeah.
4 first-time All-Stars. Like I said, one of them being Sabrina Ionescu. And
Or, Olympic roster people.
yeah,
Not all-stars.
yeah. Like Cameron Brinken made the 3v3.
Yeah, so like personally, if I'm looking at it at a basketball standpoint, I think it's fair, right? It's not like Clark has really took over the league by storm. Like
One game where she absolutely balled.
yeah, but overall, like it's an adjustment period. Everyone's gonna adjust, right? Like the turnovers are there. She's getting triple teamed sometimes.
Yeah,
Literally,
it's like Ari Donald clip.
like she
Thought she had a second free throw.
yeah, like she is getting face guarded all the time, and that's why you're supposed to guard her. She's still getting her points, which is good, but obviously, sometimes inefficient, sometimes the turnovers. It's adjustment period.
She sure had more assists
And
of layups that the team.
yeah, that's true.
Crazy.
But Fever himself, they haven't been a great team themselves. But overall, from a pure basketball standpoint, I understand why she did not make the team.
But from a popularity standpoint, because this is the main argument which I agree with. Again, we're Canadians, so we don't care about
Go Canada, baby.
but about USA winning. Because let's face it, they're probably gonna win.
Oh, they should win. Yeah, the note.
The issue is to raise for to elevate women's game like Caitlin has this year and other rookies, like we mentioned, we're not saying it's not just Caitlin. The Caitlin Clark the story isn't there if Angel Reese did not do what she did in the finals last year, and that allowed more drama to come, right? So it's not just Caitlin Clark. It is Angel Reese. It is Cameron Brink. It is Paige Beckers in college still, and all that. By the way, I bet Paige Beckers is happy she's not in this draft class.
That's it. Yeah.
Because of all that. But from a popular, like I mentioned, let me just continue there.
Yeah.
Popularity standpoint, they're gonna win anyways. So help, raise the level of the women game. You would have had more eyes on the Olympics, and I'm sure people not just Americans are watching the W. We're tuned in, but we've been tuned in before as well. But like a lot more people will be tuned in to watch Caitlin Clark. The issue there is she gonna get playing time? Like to your point for the basketball standpoint. But
maybe
the thing is, like I would have still put her in because of the popularity standpoint. She could learn from all these vets, all these all-stars. She could learn from Asia Wilson, who's dominating, by the way, this year. And Brianna Stewart, all the other girls that are in Vegas that made it, right? And I think she could learn off of them how to handle the pressure of being the face of the league. Like how Asia Wilson, I believe, currently is the face of the league. Once Caitlin gets going, she'll probably take over.
Like this, right? Like at the end of the day, you mentioned all those rookies, but Caitlin Clark is the face of those rookies.
Yeah.
Right? That's just how it is, right?
It's like the LeBron draft class of 03.
As simple as that. That's what it is. And
blessing in disguise for Caitlin, though. She gets to take a break at least. 1 month break.
That's true.
Because like she's been playing since like
obviously, like that's just how the season has played out, right? So it's no excuse for her to really have because everyone has to deal with it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But overall, yeah. So that's like that. She is a face. She has the attention. She's the one who brought the attention. So, you gotta just deal with it at this rate.
What are your thoughts?
But yeah, the issues is the hard fouls and
I'm gonna say, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think she's targeted? Do you think it is because like the jealousy factor? How do you want to look at it? So I'll give my thoughts after yours.
So obviously there's jealousy factor is probably a thing for sure.
Everybody's human.
Everyone's human. Everyone's gonna have their emotions, right? But the overall thing is the way I'm looking at it is like if I'm playing Caitlin Clark. And whatever I do to Caitlin Clark, say I break her ankles or I freaking knock her out or something.
Are you talking about, if you legit break her ankle, not like...
No, like a basketball.
Okay.
Like any type of knock. No.
Okay, yeah.
Like dunk on her, which, that's not going to happen. But it's an opportunity for yourself to make a name for yourself using her.
Kennedy Carter.
Like, to be fair, no disrespect, I did not know who Kennedy Carter was before.
You're not the only one. I've seen it on social media.
Now I do.
Yeah.
She used the opportunity to make a name for herself. Obviously, it might not have been the best way, but now we know who Kennedy Carter is. So that's the way I'm looking at it in terms of like they're using her in a good or bad way to make a name from themselves. So that's how I look at it.
Here are my thoughts. I think she's targeted, but not and the jealousy factor is there because the women are like, we've been doing this, and all of a sudden this rookie comes in. And it's being said by the media. It's not even Caitlin Clark's fault. She's just there to hoop.
She's playing, yeah.
Right?
She's just...
It's there that like, she's the reason why the W is now elevated. The facts are that's the case, right? When LeBron came in, the unfortunate thing is, when LeBron came in, there was jealousy, right? From what the stories I've seen in the past, his own teammates, etc. Because as a high school kid, this elevated since Kobe Bryant, I believe, from a high school standpoint. Not speaking of like a college player like how Tim Duncan
he essentially saved the Cavaliers.
Yeah, right. But the thing is, the NBA was always going to be the same or elevate even more than it already is. Like the NBA was a big deal already. The WNBA, and this is how much I hated the fact the bubble came in, because I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, believed if that Sabrina Ionescu senior year college basketball, like the March Madness, did not get canceled, and the following year she did not get injured in the bubble, I feel like she would have been Caitlin Clark already, right? And now she's already helped elevate it because she faced Steph Curry in the 3-point contest in the All-Star game.
And had a chance.
And almost won, right? So that's just my general opinion. That's everyone's thoughts. But the facts are Caitlin Clark came into the league, all eyes, with the help of Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, and everybody in college.
But all eyes are on Clark.
All eyes are on Clark.
That's just how it is.
Charter flights are in. right? No one was talking about charter flights when Candace Parker was playing, who was the girl at that time as well. So the facts are she helped elevate the game. And the reason why a lot of us know who Cameron Brink, Angel Reese on the rookie side of things are, but also, you mentioned Kennedy Carter, but now we get to watch people that didn't know how good Vegas Aces, like how we knew them last year, or New York, how good they are, because not everybody was like us.
Vegas and New York are in the final already.
Yeah, but not everybody knew of them as much as now this year, because of Caitlin Clark. That's just the fact. I don't think there has always been, like Shanae Ogwumike perfectly said it, there's always been physicality in the W. It's just now it's more elevated because it's Caitlin Clark. So I don't believe that Caitlin Clark being like it's personal is what I'm trying to say, in that sense.
Yeah, I see it. Like I do definitely see it like that. But I'm just saying, I feel like the way I look at it is like try to make it something positive, right? Like now you have someone that's bringing all this attention and selling out arenas.
We're talking about it. We're talking.
Yeah,
about
like
it.
if you're playing for it,
National media's talking.
Exactly. Like if we're playing against her, just use this opportunity to like showcase what you have, and not freaking push her from behind and call her a.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Okay, cheap shots gotta go. Like there's one where Alyssa Thomas, also because people are saying that, oh, no one's talking about Angel Reese and the hard fouls she's been getting.
Yeah.
I'm saying it. That was bullshit by Alyssa Thomas. What she did to Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's not just like
Reese made herself a name, right, as well.
Yeah.
Like people know who Reese is.
Yeah, maybe like media wise they could have handled it a little bit better because people are saying like, I don't know, right? But the thing is, like, it's a big story to this point where Halford and Brough let their show off once with the media thing, mixed in with the Lou Gazdick. So there was a media thing together, but they genuinely let off with whatever was happening with this Caitlin Clark story, right? But it's good. Like you said, at the end of the day, people are talking about.
There's eyes on it,
just
right?
Take away the cheap shots, and there's eyes. Like
there's eyes on it. That's all. Like, that's all they needed. The WNBA, I put them on blast in terms of, you have a massive opportunity to get some reach. They've done exceptionally well because they're scheduling wise. They really made it heavy Indiana fever, especially in the beginning, which is really good in terms of like
they already
numbers.
Broke their home record from last year in just 5 home games.
Yeah, they already like brought in the numbers from the beginning. Of the
supposedly, based on the stat I saw, the Washington Mystics, shout out to Leah Edwards by the way, facing Indiana Fever was moved to the Capital One Arena, I think it's where the Wizards and Capitals play, Washington Capitals play, was sold out pretty quick, and it did higher than Game 1 apparently in the Celtics series, and attendance wise.
Yeah, like
which is insane.
They have a prime opportunity. WNBA is using it as the best they can. They're doing their job, and overall, let's just see how Clark adjusts to the game. Still, she's adjusting, and let's see how the players adjust as well.
To close it out, the one thing I do want to say to the rest of the women in the especially the vets in the WNBA, you're probably gonna get big time raises because of this. So maybe tone down the jealousy a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like.
Because there's that thing as well. But no, it's a fun time in sports and women's sports especially, right? Elevated a lot in every single sport. Again, shout out to Alex Adams and all the work that he has done with the PWHL and what they've accomplished in their inaugural season as well. So yeah, sports is at an all-time high right now. Euros and Copa America coming up, Olympics coming up. So yeah, we'll end it there. So once again, we appreciate everybody for watching once again. Make sure you guys like the video, comment your thoughts on the Caitlin Clark situation, but your comments on game 1 and 2 so far. Do you have any belief in the Dallas Mavericks making a comeback? And subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit the post notification bell to find out when the new video comes out. Make sure you guys rate, review, and download the audio podcast as well, whatever platform you guys use. And follow our socials link down below as well. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.